Shalom to all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. ISUPK Detroit will be hosting our felony expungement event every Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will be helping people fill out the paperwork to get the process started to get your felonies expunged. How do you feel right now?
I feel great. This is a beautiful program. It was quick. They was very helpful and informative about the rights of the prisoners, trying to help them get out with a good time. This is a very good program. I think you brothers is doing a good job and need more positive outlooks like this.
Make sure you follow ISUPK Detroit at Detroit Israelites on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. If you want to make an appointment, you can dial 810-392-3261 or you can dial 586-382-0569. In addition to that, we'll be doing other programs in the future, such as health programs, food drives, and etc. Stay tuned by following us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Detroit Israelite.
And I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers can they spit, and I ain't listening. Is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So time war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand it. I might put a switch on his Glock and call it Young Pay. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy. First breath I took a life too surreal. Second breath I took was the pivot and strike, finish the kill. Influenced by might, with every sentence reveal. I won't pay back, fuck a dollar bill. Remain calm as the pressure build. Die to endure until I let this pump whistle at my foes in memory of Emmett Till. I only live to do my master's will. It's UPK, motherfucker. Ain't no cowards on this battlefield. Gone astray but made greater. In my return, left to my mistakes. Every error was a lesson learned. Now I don't move unless it get approved. Won't take a step till it get confirmed. Arm to take what was made for our sakes. March like a tank. One step will make the ground shake. My people sick in they head. Lord, let this truth spread like an outbreak and bring hell that them crackers can't escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I want payback for the scars in the slave memoirs. Till Christ arrive, I can't let it slide. Ignore the lies. The only free will that's before your eyes is life or death, nigga, you decide. This heaven was made for me and my fellow. I patiently wait with my eyes on the sparrow. And I pull the trigger while my lips kiss the barrel. Before I ever let a white bitch do me like Othello. I want out this wicked life like Romello. By any means, this devil pulling strings like Geppetto. Lay hold on this brotherhood, I swear I never let go. And fuck that silver spoon, got too much love for the ghetto. Till the score settle, with need be, I die for the cause. Just to hear them angels applaud. And I'm true by every word I say. Cause I know my victory on the way. You want it? Nigga, walk this way. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched. Can't do in the clutch. They hate but they can't doubt us. We princes of the power, what you know about us? Evil all around us, but a nigga straight, I told you I can't be touched. Holy angels walk at my pace. And I'm grateful for the words that had me delivered. I'm hungry for the glory, but I ain't eating till I feed my next. One West, what I die for. Attire out the book of numbers, this rifle from the Archangel Michael. My niggas rebels, you can't deny them. It's 144, I be running to and fro with the Allah higher. My UPK soldiers ain't no folding or pretending. We in it for the crowns, for friends, we want dominion. In the election ascension, I hope I make it through. Give a damn what a bitch think, as long as my niggas know I'm true. Betray your kind to get success. We make it through the eye of the needle, nigga. I be as life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched. It may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put billions of my access. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
expected to grow. This obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact of them here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me, and let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba Hashem Yahweh to the Aquas out there. I'm Officer of 1,000 Awadya, and this is the ISUPK Detroit Brotherhood class under Commander General Hachaanakah. And today, we're going to be touching on, since in Michigan, this is the voting season. This is the voting season, man. And for some reason, every year, our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we run to the booth, casting in our votes as if something in our neighborhood is going to change. We run to the oppressor and depend on him
to get us out of the condition that we in, versus running to the Most High. Give me Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Yeah, rather than turning to the Most High. We don't believe, for some reason, we put our trust in our oppressor. Okay? When we've been voting since the 60s, man. We've been voting since the 60s. And for us, as a people, it hasn't gotten better. It's only got worse and worse and worse. Think about how we was and how united and how together we was during the 50s, the 40s, the 60s, during those time periods. Before civil rights. Let's just say what it is. Think of how we was before civil rights, man. And look at us now, today. Look at us 50 years before civil rights, and now look at us 50 years after civil rights, man. We've been destroyed. Because we did what? Because instead of doing what the Most High told us to do, instead of doing what the, matter of fact, before you get that, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Give me that. Give me that first. Instead of doing what the Most High told us to do, we chose to do our own thing. We chose to be smarter than the Most High. You got that? Read that.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken.
If we shall what?
If thou shalt hearken.
Hearken meaning what? Listen to what give an ear to what the Most High is saying. Doing what the Most High said do. Read.
Hachaanakah. Diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
No, talk about all his commandments.
And to do all his commandments.
Just sit there and listen to all of his commandments.
And to do all his commandments.
To do all of his commandments. That's a verb. It's an action behind that. It's an action behind that. You have to move on. You have to observe. You have to move on and do these things. That's why the UPK is so important. We don't just teach the Bible. We live the Bible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We live what we saying we doing. We're not just talking about doing it. We live this thing right here. This is a life for us. This is a lifestyle, as they like to call it for us. Read.
Hachaanakah. And to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations.
That the Most High would set us on high above all nations, which is the way the Most High intended for things to be in the beginning. But instead of observing what the Most High wanted us to do, we observe what Jesse Jackson told us to do. Right. We observe what Martin Luther King told us what to do. We observe what every Christian pastor has told us to do. Get out there and you vote. And you vote and you vote and you vote. And because we did that, we were destroyed. Because we didn't observe what? Say that again. Get to that part again.
Hachaanakah. And to observe and to do all his commandments.
We did not observe and do all his commandments like he said unto us that day. He didn't say do that until we came into a new place. We were supposed to observe and keep and do those things the entire time. And we would have been weird had we listened to the Most High.
Will be set thee on high above all nations.
Man, the Most High would have set us on high above all nations, man. Above all nations. Think about this. Get that Deuteronomy 17 and 15, folks. What do I say? 17:25? No, I said 17:15.
15, sir.
What? No sweat. Appreciate it. You got a question you say?
No, I have it, sir.
Okay. Hold on that for 1 second, folks. if we would have had listened to, we'd have been set on high, man. On high. But think about this. Think about this. We had Black Wall Street, right? That was before civil rights. Voting, we didn't vote our way into a Black Wall Street. But you know what we did do? We depended on one another, man, and we built Black Wall Street. We had some sense of brotherhood. We had some sense of brotherhood, showing you what? That brotherhood is the way. That shows you that brotherhood is the way. Not voting, because we was totally what? We was separate from our oppressor. We was separate from our oppressor, man. We weren't joining hand to hand to him. Joining hand to hand to the oppressor is what's got us into the condition that we in right now. But instead of putting our faith into the Most High, we put our faith in Joe Biden. We put our faith in Gretchen Winham. Am I pronouncing her name right? Okay. We put our faith in that. Who is the governor? I can't even remember the governor's name. It's Gretchen Winham. That's her. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah, Khan. We put our faith in things like that. That's the silly nonsense that we do. That's not Most High didn't want us setting these people up over us, man. We supposed to have a brother running our nation, like Commander General Hachaanakah does, man. Commander General Hachaanakah, every Black, Hispanic, and Native American should be in the ISUPK under Commander General Hachaanakah. That is the absolute answer to fixing Black people in this country. Instead, we want Biden. We want Trump. We want Obama. We want Reagan. We want all these people that never done anything to help us. We want, what was that one guy? Tim Blanchard. And all these old people who cannot help us. Read that, what you got?
Khan. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, and verse 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Thou shalt not in any wise. Thou shalt not in any wise. Meaning, you don't do, this is a thing that you don't do. That's what any wise do. Don't do this. Don't you think about this. And how do you know that is, the Slakia. Go ahead, read on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Read.
Come, sir. Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
You don't set a king over you that the Most High has not chosen, man. You don't do that, man. You don't set a king over you who the Lord hasn't appointed over you, man. That's your problem. You think voting is the way. The Most High don't choose a king to set over you by voting. Right. That's not the process of the Most High. However, that is the process of your enemy, man. Right. That's the goddamn process of your enemy. That ain't the process of the Lord. You don't do that. Read.
Khan. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
One from who?
One from among thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren. Commander General Hachaanakah is from our brethren, man.
Right.
Governor Granton or Mayor Granton, whoever the hell she is, she's not from our brethren. Joe Biden is not from our brethren. Read that again from the top.
Khan. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
One from among thy brethren, man. You Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we supposed to have one of our brethren ruling over us. That is who we supposed to have. And how do you know that's correct? Because in the book of Genesis, what did the Most High do? He separated everybody because he knew you couldn't have all the people together, because one people would try to rule the other people. So he separated the nation. So when somebody is telling you all the nations can come together and everything gonna be all good, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. It does not work with that. You see the Arabs in our community, they own all the businesses, right? When the businesses is up, they go back to their community in Dearborn. They go back to their community in Ann Arbor. They're not sitting here trying to mix and mingle with us. They set up their own little community where they go to, and you know it's theirs, because when you get there, you see all their little aromatic writings on things. They McDonald's don't sell pork. That's not our community, that's their community. And they got it set up. And you go over there, they want to know what you doing over there. What is your business over there? Oh, God. Make no mistake about it. Okay? Start that from the top again one more time.
Sir. You want it from the top with the whole scripture, sir, we started?
Go ahead, start off.
Wakan. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee,
Go ahead.
whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
That's right, go ahead.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Go ahead.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
Mayest not do what?
Set a stranger over thee.
One more time.
Set a stranger over thee.
You never set a stranger over thee. You never set a stranger. Look at Detroit, Michigan today, and let this be an example to you. Let this be an example to you of what happens when you set a stranger over thee. Let this be a good lesson to you. Matter of fact, take it off of Detroit. Go anywhere where the city is populated with black people. Walk out your door, look at your community, and let that be a lesson to you of not to set a stranger over you. Because that is your neighborhood, your community is the direct result of setting a stranger up over you. It is a direct result. Go ahead.
It's like it, sir. If I may, I'll just to quote that Ice Cube song that he came out with, every hood the same. Every hood the same.
Every hood is the same. Every place black people is packed, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, anywhere that we're at, in any of these major cities, it's all the same. And it's all the same because we choose to follow our oppressor versus following the Most High. Go ahead, read that, finish that on up.
Khan. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Which is not thy brother, man. You never set a stranger over you, which is not thy brother. Give me Proverbs 3:31.
Khan.
You never set a stranger over you, which is not of your brother. Not of your brother, because a stranger is not going to love you the same way your brother loved you. You ever heard of that saying where, me and my brother may get into it, but nobody else. Nobody outside of this house better do it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Nobody outside, because it's a different love that your brother have. When your oppressor see you, he doesn't look at you as a human being.
Right.
So he doesn't deal with you as a human being because he don't look at you as a human being. For the people who watched Blackwatch the other night, what General House was bringing out was so heavy, as they said the white girl, Salakia, the oppressor girl, she was shooting at the police with the shotgun, and the police was begging the other officer not to kill her, to try to take them alive. Meanwhile, if a brother sneezed too hard, man, they gunning him down. If the brother sneezed too hard. I remember this one thing, it was so disturbing. All of them are disturbing, but they just look at us as animals. The brother car had broke down. He walking up to the police with his hands up in the air. And in the helicopter, The officer was like, man, he looks like he's high on something. And you know they shot that brother, man, and murdered that brother, man. They murdered that brother, man. For his car breaking down in the middle of the road. Meanwhile, when it come to their people, they shooting at him with a shotgun, and he saying, please don't kill him. Don't shoot him. Don't shoot back. And the other officer like, what? They shooting at me with it. They shooting at me. Like, what I'm supposed to do? Sit here and get shot with General House bought out was so heavy, man. God. And this is why you don't set someone from not of your brethren over you, man. This is why you don't do that, man. Only your brother can look at you like a brother. Somebody who wants to oppress you and has a bloodlust to murder you, they could never love you, and they never will. You understand me, man? It is time to stop begging. Stop begging your oppressor to love you. Right. Stop begging him to love you. Stop begging him to just be a little more nicer to you. Stop begging for him to be a little more nicer to you, man. Stop letting him give you your identity and tell you who the hell you are, man. You got that for me, Proverbs 3 and 31?
Sir.
Read that, man.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Man, you don't envy this oppressor, man. You don't look at what he got. He set this kingdom up off the blood of you, and his blood and sweat and tears of you. You wasn't meant to be set up like he set up inside of this kingdom, man. You wasn't meant for that. Okay? Your oppressor is not going to allow that to happen. He's not going to allow it. He makes the rules inside of this kingdom, man. What you should be doing is focusing on coming back to the Lord, man. That's what you should be focusing on, man. You should be getting in the school, man, under Commander General Hachaanakah. Get in here and get in all black, man. That's what you should be doing, black Hispanic, man.
Right.
That's what you should be doing, man. Instead, you too busy chasing behind somebody who has zero love for you. Because what? You want to smoke your weed. You like getting high and chasing tail. But the Most High said, do what? Envy what?
Thou not the oppressor.
You don't envy the oppressor, man. You don't envy the oppressor. They getting high as the goddamn gone moon. Chasing tail, they doing all kind of abominable acts, man. You don't envy that, man. You don't try to emulate that. Let them have their Christmas time. What's coming up? Thanksgiving. Let them have their Thanksgiving time, man. Why in the hell would you celebrate Thanksgiving anyway? You don't celebrate the murder of your brothers, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. And wonder why the Most High keep us in the condition that we in, man. Because we following stupidness, man. We following stuff we should be ashamed to follow, man.
Right.
They murdered them Native American Indians so bad, man, that they talking about now. Nobody knows where the Aztecs are at. That's genocide, man. We tried to wipe them out totally, man. And you gonna sit down and think the Most High is with Thanksgiving. I don't give a damn what stupid excuse you try to make, talking about we just like to eat. I don't want to hear that garbage. Don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. I don't want to hear that. That's just an excuse because you like to sin. That's all it is. That's just an excuse because of your lust, as if you wasn't going to eat that day anyway. You going to eat that day, I'm going to eat that day, everybody's going to eat that day. You don't have to have stuffing and baked macaroni and cheese and turkey just to eat. Don't tell me that garbage, man. That's garbage. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Slacky, sir, if I may, I just looked online and Google search. It said by 1691, the population of indigenous Americans had declined by 90 to 95%.
By 90 to 95%, and you got the nerve to sit down on Thanksgiving and make you a plate of that disgusting Thanksgiving food. After your brother was murdered, 95% of your brother was murdered. You are disgusting to do such a thing, man. You are a disgusting individual to do something like that, man. To celebrate the murder of your brother, man. Good night, 95%. 95%. And you wonder why we can't come together, because you sitting down celebrating the murder of your brother at 95%, man. How we gonna come together and you doing that? How we gonna come together and you choosing the way of the oppressor? Read that again from the top, man.
Hachaanakah, sir.
God damn, that pissed me, made me mad.
Hachaanakah. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy not the oppressor, man. You gonna celebrate 95% of your brothers being murdered? Read.
Hachaanakah. And choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways, man. Choose one of his ways.
None of his ways.
Some of his ways.
None of his ways.
Just a few.
None of his ways.
Man, you don't choose none of his ways, man. This thing that we in, man, we cannot vote our way out of this thing, man. Voting will not get us out of this. Marching won't get us out of here. And what's heavy, we march, right? And then we be arm in arm with the very oppressor that murdered our people. We be right next to their people still. We can't, they murderers. They've been murdering us since the beginning. And you know what the excuse people make? It's just a bad few of them. Well, how do you know which ones is and which one ain't? You have to get murdered to see which one ain't. You have to get violated in some type of way to say, okay, this is one of the bad ones. That don't make sense. Why would you wait for somebody to do harm to you when all you have to do is what the Most High said do, which is separated from the people? Now you being obedient to what the Most High said do, man. Now you being obedient to what the Most High said do, which is separate from them. We no longer, now we don't have to be murdered by your oppressor. But some of y'all, you just can't give up Thanksgiving. Macaroni and cheese is just that important to you. It's that important to you, man. You have to have it on that day. If I was you, I would eat nothing through the entire month of November. I would eat nothing that has anything to do with Thanksgiving. Nothing. I wouldn't want macaroni and cheese, stuffing, greens, mashed potatoes with gravy. I would have nothing to do with anything that has anything to do with Thanksgiving. I would stay away from all of it. Because I don't want to appear as if I'm in the Thanksgiving spirit. I'm good on that. Right. I don't want any of that near me. One more time, read that again.
Hachaanakah. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Choose none of his ways, man. Again, look at your community is a direct result of choosing his way. You wake up every day and get high and try to escape the reality of life because you're choosing his ways. When all you have to do is stop choosing his ways. Stop. You don't have to make whores out of your sisters. You don't have to do that. Sisters, you don't have to be all over the place twerking. We don't have to live like him, man. We don't have to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and what was this one? Just Halloween. We don't have to do all that garbage, man. We don't sit up here, we popping pills and it's all kind of mess in the pills. Don't know what's in them goddamn pills you popping. All kind of, what they put, fentanyl. Fentanyl. People I know dropping like flies, I'll take a fentanyl pill. Trying to escape the reality that your oppressor has got you in, man. When all you have to do is stop trying to emulate what he does. You don't have to imitate what he does, man. The Most High has a way that he wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to live. And that is the way we should be living, man. That's the way we should be living, man. We shouldn't live no other way. Because it's failed us. And the proof is right outside your door. Right outside your window. That's the proof. That is the proof. Give me Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 12 and 10. Give me Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 12 and 10, man. That is your proof right outside your door. That your oppressor, he don't give a damn about you, man. It's mighty funny, black people, black Hispanics and Native Americans everywhere, in every major city, all over, we starving in the ghettos. We starving in the ghettos all over this place. You got that?
Hachaanakah.
Read that.
In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Read.
Never trust thine enemy.
Sometimes trust your enemies.
Never
Once
trust.
in a while, trust your enemies.
Never.
Sometimes he might just be a little nice to you.
Never.
You never trust your enemies, man. Well, how do you trust an enemy? How do you trust an enemy, man? How is that even possible? You would think, right? But we do it all the time. How do you know we trust our enemy? We keep going to that doggone voting booth, man. Anytime you going into a voting booth, you putting your trust in the enemy and not in the Lord, man. Anytime you go into that voting booth, that's what you're doing. Read.
Hachaanakah. For like as iron rusteth.
And iron is surely to rust, man.
Hachaanakah.
Iron is going to rust. It's going to. It's no getting around it. Read.
Hachaanakah. So is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness as surely as iron rusteth, man. Meaning what? Meaning you can count on this. As they like to say, you can take that to the bank.
Hachaanakah.
That thing is happening. That thing is happening. You ain't got to worry about it. Don't think that it's not gonna happen. It is happening. That is a certainty that thing is gonna happen, man. Read that again.
Hachaanakah. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
For as surely as the iron gonna rust, man. Especially if it get wet. Surely iron is gonna rust. Surely your enemy is gonna be wicked. Your oppressor is going to be wicked. It's no way of getting around this. There's no way of getting around this, man. And what do? We continually put our faith in our oppressor. And he continually does what? He continually shows you he does not give a damn about you. But because you do what? you envy the oppressor and you choose his ways versus coming into the school and serving the Most High in Christ. You rather try to fit your way into what the oppressor is doing. Go ahead, Hebrew.
It's lucky, sir. If I may, just thinking about it, it's like we're in an abusive relationship. And it's like normally in the world, or just any typical relationship, you would say, hey, you know what? It's probably better you leave that sister or leave that brother. That's not good for you. But in the world, it's like people are, we tell them the truth. They don't want to hear it. They're like, nah, stay. Stay in
an abusive relationship. Stay in the abusive relationship. But the thing about the thing with us is, all we know, we would be the only people that own. This is the only relationship we know about. Is being abused. So we don't. It's like it's the same thing that a lot of us walk around and think we free. We don't realize we still slaves. We don't understand that. We don't understand that. We think we free. We think it's all good and everything is gravy, when it's not. And we are still slaves in this kingdom, man.
Right.
Why would a king let his slaves go, be free? That's messing his kingdom up. That's messing his kingdom up. That's what to me, that's what the civil rights movement was about. It was about getting us to build the kingdom back up, because your oppressor wasn't coming into your stores, help building you up. It was about us going into their stores, building them up.
Right.
They didn't come over here to do anything with us. We flooded over there to the oppressor. While we were selling our businesses and flooding his businesses, man. They got rich and we got poor, all because we did what? We envied the oppressor and chose his way. Versus what we should have did was we should have looked at what happened with Black Wall Street, and that's the blueprint we should have followed if we was going to follow a blueprint. I mean, of course, what we should have done was look to the Lord and follow that blueprint. But what I'm saying, and the point I'm making is, we should have just stayed away from the oppressor either way. We should have stayed away from the oppressor either way, man. And we didn't do that. And because we don't do that, we suffer for it, man. We suffer for it. Look at the things that happen to us because we don't separate from the oppressor, man. We number one in diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, AIDS, packed to jail. Look at everything that happens to black people, man. Strung out on drugs. A lot of these businesses that we see closed down when we ride the streets of Detroit, they closed down because the kids were strung out on drugs and they didn't have nobody to pass the businesses to. So then what happened? The so-called Arab, he come in and swoop it up. Dirt cheap, the so-called our other oppressor pay for him to get everything he need, and we starving together while everybody live deliciously around us and off our work and off our back, man. All because we chose to follow the way of the oppressor. All because of that, man. All because we want to try and love everybody when nobody loves us in return. Nobody loves us in return. I got you, Hebrew. Nobody loves us in return. We so busy giving all our love away to the other nations, we don't even give any love to ourselves. We don't give any love to ourselves because we're too damn busy loving everybody else, man. We want to hold hands with everybody else, man. Meanwhile, a brother can't even look at you without you sizing the brother up, talking about what this brother looking at. Brother can't even look at you, man. But the oppressor, he look at you, you smiling and jumping up and down and dancing. But your brother can't look at you, man. You got a question? Go ahead.
It's like it, sir. If I may, I kind of wanted to make a statement towards the topic. Like General Yohanan said, I heard him say before, we're not gangsters, and you know we're imitating, you know, what the our oppressor want us to be.
Damn right.
But we're not gangsters.
Damn right.
That was heavy. You know, growing up, you know, they teach you to be that.
Damn right. They made those things cool.
Hell of a brainwashing. So.
Yeah, God, it's a hell of a brainwashing. They know exactly how to brainwash us. They set certain people up just so we can be brainwashed. You see what I'm saying? They set gangster and then push their agenda on them. Go ahead, Hebrew.
It's just like when Denzel Washington got that Grammy for Training Day, sir. When Jadakiss said in that song, he was like, Denzel had to be crooked before he took it. You know, that Grammy.
Con.
He played a whole bunch of good movie roles.
Con. We always, for some reason, the worst of what go on in our community, it's what actually gets pushed on us. It's actually what gets pushed on us. Matter of fact, how old were you at? How old were you at? Give me Judah 5 and 20. Hold that. Give me Judah 5 and 20, man. Because what you're saying is so right. Because they do that purposely to keep us, and we're gonna go right back to where we was at. They do that on purpose to keep us sinning. If you ever notice, that's why the Christian churches are set up the way they is. We go to them and turn to them for morale when they only do what? They just teach us to keep sinning against the Most High. They teach us to continually sin against the Most High. You got that?
Hachaanakah.
Read that.
In the book of Judah, chapter 5 and verse 20.
Read it.
Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people,
if these people are sinning, and not doing the things that they're supposed to do, read.
Hachaanakah, and they sin against their God.
And we not doing what the Most High did, what we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 1, to observe and obey and keep his commandments that he gave this day. Read.
Hachaanakah, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
It will be our ruin. And what else is this showing you? This showing you that the other nations know. They know that if we're not doing what the Most High said do, we are going to continually be punished by the Most High for it. That's why I said if it be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, man. And they sin against their God. If we're not doing what the Most High said to do, like we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 1, if we're not doing that thing, this is what's going to happen to us. What you see out there today. And the other nations know that. That's why they set up their Christian churches. That's why they that's why, like you said, Denzel Washington had to be the crooked cop. Because they pushed us being crooked and pushed us selling drugs. They pushed us pimping hoes. When we're none of those things, man. And they make it cool. They make it cool when they put it on TV. The pimps got all the women and the money and the this and the that. And that's impressionable to a child, because imagine a child growing up in the ghetto, looking at that, and he's saying like, damn, this is how you get the money. We got roaches coming out the cornflakes when I open up the cornflake box in the morning. Imagine a brother like that, and now he's seeing the lifestyle of a drug dealer pulling up in all the brand new cars. He ain't seeing nobody getting up and going to work. He's seeing somebody selling drugs, pimping hoes. Whatever the rappers on there, and they got big stacks of money like this, and they putting it up to their ear and around their head and all that garbage. Pushing it, and he's saying how high he get, how many drugs he take, how many women he sleep with. Now imagine a young man listening to that who don't know no better. He's trying to figure out his life. He's starving and in the ghetto. There's no jobs in the ghetto. He's trying to figure it out. He making silly, dumb moves just to pay a phone bill. Because of what's pushed on us. Lock, you had a question?
Well, sir, I was just gonna say that's heavy. That's heavy because you know, growing up, you know, of course they make us look like gangsters, want to be gangsters, but they, you know, we do wickedness wrong. You know, even we do that, we go hard with it. You know what I mean? Because it's embedded in our brain. It's literally like a fight to you know, fight that.
Damn right. Damn right.
If I may, sir, my first time seeing a real nigga, it's like to me is when I found out about the ISUPK.
Damn right. This school full of them.
Kind
This school
of
full of them. Damn right. Damn right. Go ahead, read that. Yeah, this school full of them, man. Your oppressor, man. And you go out to get out there and vote and put another oppressor over you. Are you kidding me? All that and never once consider what the Most High wants. Read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
They're going to overcome us because what? We not following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why they push all those agenda on us. That's why everybody, that's why they push taking drugs, getting high as a cool thing to do it. Everybody's doing it. God damn. It's like it was a crack epidemic at one point. Now it's a weed epidemic and a pill epidemic, man. It's out of control, man. It's out of control. Finish read that.
But if there be no inequity in their nation,
if there be no iniquity in our nation, this lets you know. This that you think your oppressor today don't know that? You think he ain't never read that before? You think they got their hands on our records and they ain't never read that before? That's the purpose of getting their hands on the record so they can understand it better.
Right.
That's the purpose of getting their hands on it. Think they ain't read that? They use war strategies that was in the Bible right now to this day. Think they ain't reading what's in there? They know this stuff, man. They know it. They know who we are. They know that we're supposed to obey the Most High. And they have a system in place to keep us sinning. Because why? They don't want us on top of them. They fighting for their very survival, man. We have to fight back. And how do we fight back? We don't pick up a stick or a gun or a knife or something and fight like that. We fight back by being obedient to the Most High. That's how we fight back, man. We fight back with brotherhood. That's how we fight back, man.
Damn right.
We don't fist fight and all that. We fight back with obedience and brotherhood. Read.
Was
that it on that?
Slakia, sir. Let my Lord now pass by.
Pass by. Don't bother them if they being obedient, man. You bet not fool with them people if they being obedient. Why not fool with us because we being obedient? Read.
Least their Lord defend them.
Least we defend ourselves. Who gonna defend us?
Their Lord.
Our Lord gonna defend us. The Most High gonna defend us, man. The Most High gonna defend us. But it's a requirement for the Most High to defend us. We have to be obedient, man. We have to be obedient. Jump back to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, Salaki. We have to be obedient, man. That's the requirement right there. Read.
In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. Read.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself.
He say what? Oh, no, everybody can just come together, man. We all one. We the same. We equal, man. We are equal. Do you honestly think a slave master would equal himself to his slave? Like, just honestly think about something ridiculous as that. He in a high position. So he would have to step down to lower himself to his slave. Makes no sense. Well, who would do that in their right mind? Who would do that in their right freaking mind? That don't even make sense. That's not even logical thinking. But he's got blacks and Hispanics tricked into thinking we're all equal. We're not all equal, man. We're not all equal. They're not getting gunned down in the streets by police. Why is that not happening to them? Because we're not all equal, man. Their community is not flooded with drugs. Probably flooded with drug addicts, but not drugs. They got to come to our neighborhoods. That's where it's at. You know what I mean? Because they believe you me. White people get hired in the food. Slocky. Oppressors get hired in the food. Then a fool is all outdoors. But yet, their community is not packed with drugs like ours are. Mighty funny. Mighty funny. Though he humble himself though, and do what, and he tell you that. And when we out there marching and things, he right there with you. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, they right there next to you, man. Read.
Hachaanakah. Though he humble himself and go crouching,
Read.
yet take good heed and beware of him.
Man, you better take heed and beware of him. These the babies of these the children of men who use your baby for crocodile bait, man. Are you kidding me? They hanging you from trees and cutting your body parts off and auctioning them off right there at the tree that they hung you on. Are you kidding me? And you trust them more than you trust me. And that's ridiculous. And I genuinely want the best for you. You trust them more than you trust Commander General Hachaanakah. You trust them more than you trust the UPK as a whole. And all we do is get out there and fight for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And y'all call us a hate group, a cult, crazy. And we out there fighting like a fool for your soul. We out there fighting because we don't want to see Christ come in and put you to death.
Right.
And you go and take yourself to the dang on voting booth as if that is something that's actually going to help you. You about as silly as all outdoors. Read.
Hachaanakah. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Read on.
And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
That rust ain't all together wiped away. You ever seen an interracial couple, right? In Jackson, they had a lot of them. The second the white person in the relationship would get mad at the black person in the relationship, the first thing fly out their mouth is "you fucking nigger." I've seen it 1,000 times out there. 1,000. That's one of the first things that come flying out their mouth, man. That rust ain't gone. That rust is there. You better believe it. You think it ain't there because y'all laying in the bed every night. That rust is right there. The whole dog on time, man. Get Daniel 8:25. The whole time. The whole time that rust is still there, man. You think you could join together and vote your way out of this and things? You can't vote your way out of this, man. It'll never happen. How do you know? Because it hasn't happened. We have to stop being so gullible. We have to stop being so gullible and start thinking. We have to start thinking. Why? Because once we start thinking, then we can go on into some action, man. But as long as we sit here and we let the oppressor pick out everything for, he got our school system set up, our churches set up, what we eat set up, how we live set up. He controls every aspect of our life, man. And he done it because we envied his way of life and chose his way of life and think going to a dang gum voting booth is going to change anything, when it's never going to change anything, because it has never changed anything. In fact, it has only made everything worse. It has only made everything worse. You got that?
Hachaanakah.
Read that.
In the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy.
Through his what?
Policy.
Through his laws, man. Through these things that he, through all these laws that he put. Think about the war on drugs, man. They was bringing all the drugs in and locking up all the black people. Think about the Freeway Ricky Ross case when he was saying the CIA was bringing the damn drugs in. Right. The CIA and the FBI was bringing the drugs in and locking blacks and Hispanics up, man, for selling them. When they the one flooding the streets with the drugs. And guess what? Even though it came out, guess what? Not one of them went to jail. Right. Not one of them went to jail. And the one reporter that was bringing it out, they killed him. That was dead as a doorknob. Read that again from the top.
Hachaanakah. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
It's beneficial for him. It's beneficial for him through his policies to prosper. Because these things are made to govern his people. So they're for his people, but it does what to our people? It oppresses our people.
Right.
It oppresses our people. That's why when you go to different states and different cities, it's so many different laws. It's set up to govern, to oppress our people. That's why it's different. They watch us and see how we move, and see the things we do, and then they just pass little laws. But I'll give you an example. In Chicago, brothers can't stand on the corner. In Michigan, we don't have a law like that. But in Chicago, you can go to jail if there's too many people standing on a goddamn street corner. But in Michigan, we don't have that law. They just watch and observe our people, and they cause craft to prosper. Read.
Hachaanakah. And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Yeah, because that's what he did. He is an arrogant bastard. He is. Your oppressor is very arrogant. Read.
Hachaanakah. And by peace.
And by what?
By peace.
By what?
By peace.
And by peace, because he said this is the way we keep order. This is the way we keep order around here, man. Oh my God, we need these laws in place. We need this. Read.
Hachaanakah. Shall destroy many.
He shall destroy many. Not many of his people, though. Many of our people. How do you know that his policies, his laws destroy us? Look at the prison. We packed in the prisons, man. We are packed in the prisons. When they privatize prisons, and the laws say that they have to keep the prisons full, they ain't keeping the prisons full with their people. They keep the prisons full with our people, man. They keep the prisons full with our people, man. They don't put their people in there, man. They put us in there. All because we envy the oppressor. Read.
Hachaanakah. Magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
The prince of princes. Who is the prince of princes? Christ. Christ, the King of Kings. You do what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And how does he do that? By doing what? By destroying his people. And then they got all type of things. Don't think when Christ comes back that they just gonna bow down and say, oh, you know what? it's okay. You can just come in and take over. No, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. It's gonna be a fight. You can count on that. Read, finish that up.
He shall also stand up. Oh, Salaki, sir. But he shall be broken without hand.
And he gonna be broken without hand, man. He gonna be broken without hand. And that's one thing that I said earlier too. We can break them just with our brotherhood. We ain't gotta lift a finger. We ain't gotta throw a stick or a stone. We ain't gotta shoot a gun. The children of Israel left Egypt without so much as spitting on somebody. And all of Pharaoh army was drowned in the Red Sea. They didn't fight them. There wasn't no battle. They just left. Pharaoh said, okay, I'm going to come kill y'all. And the Most High killed every last one. The Most High killed every firstborn in Egypt, firstborn male in Egypt. We don't have to war with nobody. Children of Israel ain't have to fight them. Fight them for what? You don't have to fight nobody when you being obedient to the Most High. He gonna fight for you, man. He gonna fight for you. And you had better understand that. And you had better understand that, man. And you had better understand that. The Most High will fight your battle if you are obedient to Him. You have to be obedient. Okay? From there, get Colossians 2:8. We are holy people, Israel. We are separate people from these other nations. We don't do what they do. We don't conduct ourselves in the same manner as these other nations, man. We don't do that, man. The Most High set these laws, statutes, and commandments up for us to follow as a nation and to govern our nation, man. To teach us and tell us how we deal with one another, man. How we deal with another brother. How to deal with a brother if you offended by something that brother did. Okay? Told us how to celebrate his holy day. If you notice in this kingdom, man, this kingdom's so wicked. Every time it's one of the Most High holy days coming around, they got some of their own garbage. Right. They got some of their own garbage right around there to keep you distracted. And they got their Christian pastors pushing that garbage on you. And this is something I never understood about Christianity. They got the Bible and they do absolutely nothing in it. They do absolutely nothing inside of the Bible. Nothing. They do nothing inside of the Bible and look at us like we crazy. They don't do one single thing inside of the Bible and look at us like we're insane. When we the ones that's actually following the Most High. Right. Because you follow the Most High by doing what He said do. That's how you do it. That's how you're obedient. You don't do everything He said not to do and call yourself obedient. That's not how this thing works. You are obedient because you are obedient when you're doing the things that He said do. It's silly that we would even have to explain something like that. But you Christians, good night, man. Some of y'all, the way y'all love y'all lust, it's unbelievable. You have no love for the Most High whatsoever. You got that Colossians
2 verse 8, sir.
2 and 8.
Khan.
Read that.
In the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware.
Do what?
Beware.
Do what?
Beware.
Watch out, folks. Look around, pay attention. Be on point. Be on point. Read.
Least any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Philosophy and vain deceit. If you think voting is going to change your condition, you have just been tricked by somebody's philosophy and vain deceit. I don't care which proposal it is, whether it's proposal 1, 2, or 3. I don't care what candidate it is, whether they're Republican or Democrat. If you think in 2022 you can vote your way out of this, you have just been had. How do you look at your community, right, and see what's been going on this whole time? And we've been voting since the 60s, and honestly think by going into the voting booth, it's going to change anything. When all it's done is make everything worse. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Sidebar for a second. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I was talking to somebody about voting one day. And I promise you, this is what they said to me. I promise you. I said, what have we gained from voting? I kid you not, this was their response. They said, well, we can finally go to the same bathrooms. We can drink from the same water fountains. We finally get to travel. I was standing there in I didn't know what to say. It was like I didn't know because I had never heard anything like that before. I didn't realize that our people would think something like that. But it just goes to show you, rather than just admitting that damn, we get nothing from it, they have to give the oppressor some credit for something. And that brain couldn't think of nothing because it was nothing there. There was nothing there. And I guarantee you, if I ask that same person that question today, they're going to say the same exact thing. Because they love their lust, man. They love their lust. I got you. Give me 1 second. I got you. They love their lust, man. They love their lust. They don't want to do anything that the Most High said do. They love Christianity. They love being, because in those religions, you can do whatever you want to do, and it's okay. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can fulfill every lust in your heart, and it's okay. God's okay with it. Don't you worry about it. Everybody sins. You don't have to worry about that because everybody sins. It's okay. You have to change nothing. You have to do nothing. Coming in here, you better learn how to follow orders. You better learn how to love your brother, and you're going to learn how to serve the Lord, or we're going to kick you the hell up out of here, man.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to do that in here. And that's why they stay in Christianity, and that's why they love it so much, because they don't want to change. They giving Christ up for a ham sandwich, for a spiral ham. They're giving Christ up for some shrimp, crab, and lobster tail, and garbage like that. So, go ahead, Hebrew.
Kind, sir. So I was just gonna say, in another way our oppressor do some heavy brainwashing is by claiming that our people died for us to vote. That's a hell of a brainwashing.
That is a hell of a brainwash. Look at all the people that died so you can vote, versus looking at what voting has done to us. A thing that wasn't happening to us has happened to us because of voting. Our community did not get built up because of voting. It got tore down because of voting. Our schools and our neighborhoods They didn't close down because of voting. I mean, they didn't get closed down because we did not vote. They got closed because we did vote. They got closed down because we did vote. All the houses in our neighborhood ain't getting some of these neighborhoods look like a damn airstrike done hit them. It looked like an airstrike done hit some of these neighborhoods. That didn't happen because we did not vote. That happened because we voted. It happened because we voted. How do you know what is the proof? How do we know what I'm saying is true? Because Black Wall Street happened because we did not vote.
Right.
It happened because we did not vote. It was built and successful because we did not vote and we were separate from our enemies. We were separate from them, man. They had zero influence on what was going on. And when they realized it, they destroyed us and came up with a plan for civil rights. And then once they came up with a good plan and found the right man to lead the movement, they put their game plan into play and destroyed us, flooding our community with drugs, teaching us that everybody can come together and it's okay, and destroyed us as a people. Because had they let us alone, sooner or later we would have figured out who we was. And once we figured out that we was the chosen people of the Lord, and we start implementing that, if they would have just left us alone, it would have been nothing they could do to stop us. They had to intervene because it was too much of a threat. That's the threat that they really have of us coming together. Us realizing who we are as a people. Because once we do that, and once we get every Black, Hispanic, and Native American on board, they know their kingdom is over. Right. And never coming back. And with that, Israel, I'm going to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to the Akim. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Alatah Shem Yahshua to the Aqua.